This little gadget right here is a true game changer for me. Hi everyone, it's Sherry. I hope that you are having a wonderful day. Wait until you see what we're able to do with this little tiny gadget. Stay tuned. Y'all, welcome to my channel. I am so glad that you decided to stop by, and welcome to all of my new friends and to all of my new subscribers. Welcome back to all of my longtime friends and longtime subscribers. Thank you all so much for choosing to be here today. And thank you so much for the positive ways that you support me and my channel. I truly appreciate it. As most of you probably have noticed, I've been on a notebook making kick for the past few days. Today is no different, because we're going to use a little gadget like this to make our own beautiful, one-of-a-kind spiral notebooks. It is by far going to be the easiest spiral notebook making method that I've shown you, and I can't wait for you to see just how easy it is, and it's made possible with this little gadget right here. So I'm going to flip to my overhead camera to give you a closer look at what I'm talking about. But y'all know what time it is. It's time to make it. All right, y'all. So here are my little spiral notebooks. I haven't done anything to dress up the outside yet because I don't know if I will. But these spirals are so easy to achieve with this little tool. You're not going to believe it. I'm going to walk you through the process, and you're going to see just how easy it actually is. I made these 8.5 by 11, but you can make yours any size that you want. So here is what you're going to need to make the project. You're going to need some type of wire nips with a needle nose plier, and I'll have this one linked in the description box below because it's what I use, and I have some others that I use that I might link as well. But I like this because it snips the wire, and then I can use the needle nose to bend the wire. And then you're going to need a spiral coil. I'll have the ones that I've purchased listed in the description box below, but if you don't want to purchase the ones that I'm using, you need to make sure that you get a spiral coil that has a 3-to-1 pitch. And all that means basically is that there are 3 holes to an inch. So if you see one that says 2-to-1, that means that there are 2 holes per inch, and they're going to be spaced further apart. So I'm recommending the 3-to-1 ratio, which matches what my coil is. Then I'm going to be using some regular old printer paper or copier paper. I have these 2 sheets of 12 by 12 that I'm going to cut down to make our notebook. And then I wanted to share my box of coils with you because I do intend to make a whole lot of these notebooks for friends and family. They're going to be Christmas gifts this year. I'll be making a whole bunch of these. I think you get 100 in this pack, and you can see that we have this beautiful blue, we have the gold, we have the purple, and then underneath we have the hot pink, and then we have a rust color. I don't know if you can see that, but there are enough coils in here for me to be able to make books for everyone. So I'll have that linked for you as well. And then the magic happens with this. Because I knew I would be making a lot of notebooks, I wanted to try to find something that would make it easier for me to be able to do it. Now, when I saw this on Amazon, I actually thought it was much bigger. So when I got it in the mail, I was pretty sure they had sent me the wrong thing, but they didn't. Y'all, it's little, but it's very powerful. There is a larger one of these out on Amazon, but this works just fine for me. I don't know if you can see it, but this is actually a 6-hole punch, and the holes are spaced so that it is 3 punches per inch, which is exactly what I needed. Now, this takes a little bit of getting used to. Here on the side, they do have lines. If you want to make a book that is A4, B5, or A5 size, you basically are supposed to follow the lines. I'm not using these sizes for my project, so I had to sort of kind of play around with it to figure out how's it going to work best for me. And I'm going to show you exactly what I will be doing. So I'm zooming in. It might just be a little bit fuzzy because I wanted you to see up close, and you can actually remove these from the bottom. So I'm going to take this one out because I might be able to show you this way what I'm going to do so that you're not blocked by the actual machine. When I put my paper in, there's a line right before this red dot here. When I put my paper in, I'm putting my paper in so that it hits right in front of that red line. I'm not on the line, I'm not hitting the dot. I am right in front of the red line. Now, how did I determine this? I determined it by playing around with it and getting it the way that I want. So if you decide to purchase one of these, you do need to sort of play around with it. It does have a little learning curve to it, but once you get it, it is going to make making your books so much easier. So when you get it, these two pieces are not going to be connected. All you do is flip it over. There is a guide here, and you slide it in like that. There's also a little section on the bottom that catches your punches. You just fold this out, and you can dump your punches. And you can also save these little punches in a baggie and use them for confetti. And the little red dots here, they go up and down. You push them up and down depending on how you want to use it. So when you punch for the first time, you only need one of the dots raised. So I'm going to take my paper, put it in this little guide right here. And remember, I said I was putting it in so that you could see the red line, and you can still see the red line right there. So then we punch, and you can see that I have a whole series of dots here. Now here's the key. Every time that you punch, after your first set of punches, you always start 2 punches back. So this is what I mean. I'm going to take this, and now I'm going to take that second punch back, and I place that punch on top of the red dot, and then I punch again. And now I have another series of dots. Again, I'll mark it because we're going to start 2 dots back. We put that punched hole on the red raised dot, and you make sure you're pressing back, and you punch. So again, we just keep doing this. However long your paper is, this is the process. So again, I'm going to take this, put it in, make sure my paper is pressed back, and punch. Mark there, 2 punches back. Take that and put it right there. So now I have my punches, and let's say I wanted to add another punch right here. Y'all, it's very simple. You just take it, flip it over, again, go up 2 punches like that, put it on, and punch. It is just that simple. And now I'm ready to start making my little notebook. I have already punched a whole stack of papers, and you can see how even and consistent my holes are. It says that you can punch up to 5 sheets at a time. I found that punching 4 sheets worked best for me. We're going to take our 4 sheets, put them in, and hopefully you can see the red line is on the outside of my paper, and then I punch. And your first set of punches is the most critical set of punches because now you're laying the groundwork for everything else that you're doing. So however you start with one, the more papers that you decide you want to punch, make sure you start the same way every time. So now I'm going to take this. Here's 2 punches back. I'm going to take my punch and put it in like that. Then I'm just going to press to make sure all my papers are going to the back. And I'll punch. And you can see how straight my holes are. Now I'm going to go back 2 punches. Place it over the red dot. And punch. Look at how straight that is, y'all. It's amazing to me. So now we're going to go 2 punches back, place it on the red dot. Some of you might remember a while back I made a spiral notebook and I punched each individual hole. It worked, but it was some work. So let's just punch. Now you can see that my holes are nice and straight. Again, we're going to go 2 holes back. Make sure I have everything nice and straight in there. And I'll punch. And you can see my holes. So now I want to add a hole here at the bottom to sort of match this one here at the top. I am just going to take this and flip it this way. And now I want to do the same thing. Go back 2 holes, put that second hole, place that second hole on my red dot and punch. So now I have a hole here at the bottom and a hole here at the top. This should match, and y'all, it does. It matches what I already have. So now I have a stack of papers for my notebook. So now I'm going to bring in this piece, and I'm using 8.5 by 11 paper. I'm going to cut my paper 8 3/4 of an inch wide and 11 inches long. So I'm cutting it a little bit wider than it needs to be, but my length, we're cutting it to match the size of our paper. So again, we're going to cut 8 3/4 by 11. So now I have my 2 pieces, and here is the way that you do it if you're using identical papers and you want to have the back match the front. Just take these 2 pieces and turn them like this. So there's that, and there's that. If you're familiar with 49 and Market at all, this paper has the thickness of that paper. 49 and Market is a very thick paper. This paper is also a very thick paper, and that's why I decided to go with it for the cover. I tried chipboard, but it wouldn't fit underneath, so I'm basically using heavyweight cardstock as the cover. So we're going to take this. I'm going to put it in just like before. I'm going to put both of these in. And when I put them in, that red line is on the outside. I'm going to press everything back and punch. Like I said, your first series of punches, that is the most important series of punches because you're setting the foundation for how you're going to punch. So make sure that when you put it in, you line it up the way that you want it here, and then you make sure it's pressed all the way back. So now we're going to take that second dot. I'm going to place it, slide it in, and place it on the red dot. So you can see that red dot is right there. Make sure everything is pressed against the back, and then I'll press. Everything looks good so far. So now I'm going to take this second dot here. We're going to place it on top of the red, and then punch. Second dot. Place it in. Make sure everything is pressed against the back, and punch. Go to that second dot. Make sure everything is pushed back and punch. Look at that. Beautiful. So now we're going to take this and we're still going to go 2 dots back. Put it in and punch. And now, y'all, we can take our covers and we can put them on. So you can see that here's my front and there's my back. And so now I'm going to take my spirals. There is enough on here for 36 holes, so I know that this is going to work. All I have to do is take this one, start it here, And it's going to naturally want to find the holes because the spiral is 3 holes to 1 inch. And I punched 3 holes to 1 inch. So I'm just going to keep lining it up and holding it. And you just keep feeding it through like this. Y'all, it couldn't get any easier unless it was an electric machine doing it for you. But I will say this, some of the things that I'm showing you, these punches and the coils, if you're interested in making books, this is something like this is a good one-time investment. I think this was $15. And my coils, I think you got 100 coils for like $30. And they come in different sizes. I think this is 3/4 of an inch. I think they also come in 1/2 inch and 1/4 inch. But an initial investment up front, especially in the punches, will definitely make it easier for you as you start to make your books. Okay, so I have my coil in. This is where my needle nose pliers and wire nips come into place. I am just going to go in here and nip. And we wouldn't throw this away because we can make a skinny notebook out of that. And then I'll just go in and nip right there. Very easy to nip these. Now I'm going to take my needle nose pliers and I'm going to take this end because we don't want it to be in the way. And I'm just going to bend it under like that. And I'll do the same thing here. I'm going to nip off just a little bit more. And now I'll take this piece. And you just bend it however you want. But y'all, look at what we made. I know I had some pre-punched papers already, but you saw how quickly I was able to punch just that series of 4. You can make these in no time. Just make sure you're using a heavier weight paper for the jacket because then you'll have the feel of a true spiral notebook. And it's all made possible with this little gadget right here. I wish I had known about this a long time ago, but I know about it now and I'm happy to share it with you because y'all, I don't know a single person who doesn't like a good notebook, whether it's a spiral, composition, or ring notebook. Notebooks are very popular and they're always needed. So I'll have this, and the coils listed in my Amazon storefront. Please make sure you're checking there. And if you happen to be international, check Amazon in your area for items like this. Here are my 3 books. I think these are absolutely gorgeous. These are going to my niece. She wanted some notebooks, so I decided since I'm making these, I'll gift these to her, and I think she's going to love them. Look how well coordinated they are. So if you order this, just know there's a little learning curve. Just sort of follow the initial guide that I showed you, and then you'll determine your own technique for how you want to do the various book sizes that you might want to make. You might want to make them smaller. You might not need as many holes as I punched here. I am going to be making some smaller ones, so I'll be tweaking my process just a little bit. And when I do, I'll share that with you as well. But y'all, I am crazy excited about making these spiral notebooks. They are amazing. And I hope that you have enjoyed this video. If you have, please hit the like button. If you're not a subscriber to my channel, I'd love to have you join this amazing online crafting family. You guys, as always, please be safe, be kind, and be the reason someone smiles today. Happy crafting, and we'll chat later. Bye.